Welcome, ladies and genitals, to TheSlice episode 5, I believe. Today's episode is horror. Yeah, who's counting, right? Who counts these nowadays? There's only 5 episodes in our damn channel. But today we have our pizza of the night is from Pizza Time, which
Pizza time. You late?
is pepperoni and extra cheese, and also in our other pizza, in case we end up getting there, they have Canadian bacon, because it's delicious, apparently.
Thank God, Canadians.
So I'll probably put the description of the pizza area in the video. So just be ready
You
to
just put like the Tobey Maguire thing.
Tobey Maguire. It's pizza time.
It's pizza time.
All right. Well, this episode's probably gonna be our New Year's episode. Hopefully by then it airs either after New Year's. So
most
we wanna
So
wish
if we're filming it before New Year's, people should be watching it by
Monday.
early August.
Yes, early August of 2021.
Yes.
around there.
Around there. Right.
Well into the 20s.
Because
Yeah.
the show's cancelled.
The show is canceled
Shut up,
apparently.
Krusty.
Krusty apparently canceled our show today. Of course, we are the host, Carlos Cruz, and me, myself, Gambino, with our special guest, Krusty. He's obviously a douche at times. Ungrateful. Look at his face. He's so bad. No, we're kidding. He's a good person, we know.
In small doses.
Small doses. Just a little.
Try
Pequeño.
But we love them.
Yeah. But I think we'll start off with it since it's New Year stuff. What's the worst thing you guys hate about the New Year's, just in general?
When a countdown gets to 0 and everybody's kissing and you're alone.
Ah, nice. That's
only in the
hella
movies.
depressed.
That's different.
It's only in the movies. You haven't seen it before. Damn.
It's fake news.
That was oddly specific, wasn't
Me,
it?
it has to be kind of like those stupid promises. Like everybody's eating all those grapes. Like, it's those 12 things, right? You eat 12 grapes in a cup, and then they're like wishes or something. And then they're like, these are promises or something's gonna happen.
Put as many in your mouth and they'll come true.
Put in your mouth.
I hate it when I don't know if you guys face this problem because none of you guys work out, but
Fuck you.
when you go to the gym, it's all packed after New Year's. Like all of a sudden, everyone's
Yeah, you go to the gym. You have a membership. You have a job.
I go in for free.
Oh, freeloader.
I know the person. Also,
I know the guy in freeloading now.
I own it actually. I own it.
You own the gym.
I own LA. I own 24.
You own that.
YMCA.
Damn.
Yeah, man.
WNBA.
WNBA. That's not a real sport, honestly. But yeah, I think one of those bad things about New Year's. Right, Cruz? Or do you have anything that you kind of dislike about the New Year's?
Cruz loves New Year's.
The part where everybody's crying because it's a new year.
Why people cry?
Why are people crying? It's a new year. You did the same shit you did last year. The same shit you did the year before that.
But
Why are you crying?
But this is a new decade.
We're
getting into the
Oh,
20s.
good.
This is the
This is-
20s.
This is different.
Prohibition.
Prohibition,
I love
yeah.
it.
We're roaring 20.
The Charleston.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing work
Economic
before
depression.
Fez hats are hip now. It's cool to say cats. You don't sound like a douche anymore.
I'm gonna walk up to women now. You're a cool cat now.
Yeah. I think the worst thing I hate about the New Year's is reminded that the year is over, and it's like, fuck.
Taxes.
It's been a year.
Sure, taxes too, but I mean, just in general, it's just like, oh my god, where is it gone? But that's one of the horrifying things.
My dad always told me that every New Year he would always tell me, "Do you have money?" And I'd be like, when I was little, and he would give me like $1 and be like, "If you end the year with money, you'll start the year with money." I was like, "No shit, because you have it with money at the end."
Right?
Yeah.
What is your dad kind of like a fake Jew?
He is.
He's a fake Jew.
Get this through your head, you. Get this through your head, you Jew motherfucker, you.
But it's stuck, because now, like, out of impulse, every New Year, I'm like, do I have money? Do I have cash?
Yeah. Speaking about budget, let's go on to our first topic, which for our horror episode. When it comes to visual effects, CGI or practical effects, lads? I mean, what is your take on that when it comes to horror movies?
I can do a bit of both.
You can do a little bit of both?
I'll lean towards more practical.
Oh, yeah? And why is that?
Nothing better than a good old cosmetic mask and a good old string wires.
String wires. I love it. Anybody else can take a swing at this besides string wires?
I think practical but for different reasons because his reasons suck.
All right, shoot, Captain.
Because practical, it looks a little fake, but it looks like it's like the uncanny valley fake. Like it's just enough to creep you out. When it comes to horror movies, like if you put it in any of the movie, people will be like, "Oh, that's fake." But in horror, like your brain's like, "Oh, that's fake," but it still looks creepy.
American Werewolf in London.
Yes,
that was a beautiful touch on that, where they kind of just slowly start opening, he starts splitting apart. His limbs start growing out.
What about The Fly?
The Fly too.
Yeah,
the Fly with that shit. His acid hand when he melted his the other dude's hand. He's like, my hand came off. I mean, CGI. Do you think that they got like, the more CGI got like more advanced, the more they just got lazy and just started just doing everything like?
Because it is easy now.
Yeah. What do you think, Cruz? And if you noticed that in any other movies you've seen recently, or
when CGI started to come up?
Well, just in general. I mean, what do you think? When did you notice that it was? Oh, hey, this is new. And then when you think, you're like, wait, it kind of just like takes away the whole fun of like being almost real.
Doom, the movie with The Rock and Kurt Russell.
Yeah,
it was great CGI, but then once they went to like first person view, like, oh God, this is horrible CGI. When they just focus on just CGI, that half of the movie, we're like, no, just go back to the way you guys were doing it before.
Damn. Yeah, I haven't seen it, but is it a recommendation for a good horror movie?
It's a good C movie.
A good C movie.
Good C movie.
That's how I recommend you to the ladies. He's a good C person.
I could tell there's a group of people who are just a little mixed feelings for that movie, which is understandable. Everybody has different opinions. Everybody likes something else.
It's meh. Like it's not good. It's not bad. It's just it's a good way to waste an hour and a half.
Yeah, true. Okay.
Once The Rock and Kurt Russell do get out, there you go.
Okay. See, there you go. I mean, for me, when it comes to CGI, if they try to make it as realistic as possible, I'm fine with that. I mean, even if they go a little bonkers, that's cool. I think the 2017 remake or reboot, whatever you want to call it.
The first one.
Yeah, they did a nice job when that scene where the kids are looking at the little flash. The
flashcards.
The flashcards.
Yeah, the little presentation part.
And he just pops out. I mean, the cool thing is about it, I don't think they use CGI as much, because I feel like he was in the room. Like, they made him kind of like size different.
Yeah. I think in the scene, they just saw him with the
angle.
Like, but I'm saying the way, they saw it, right?
Like the same way they did Lord of the Rings, make the hobbits look small. They just
it was an illusion. Yeah, it was forced perspective.
Yeah,
and that was nice. I like that. It didn't feel like, oh, it was CGI'd or some bullshit. It looked real. Like, even it was just like you hear the
like, if a director's clever enough, he could make a movie look like CGI without ever using it.
Yeah,
if a guy's clever.
Yeah. And then I think practical effects shine a lot. Even back then, I want to say Hellraiser is probably one of my favorite when it comes to practical effects. I think they did a little bit of, I guess, CGI, would you say, when they came to the resurrection of the uncle. He was just kind of like gooey now, kind of like skeleton-wise. I know I don't think you've seen it, Carlos, but it's I'll show it to you later.
Just as a late warning, I've seen very few horror movies.
Yeah. But I mean, when it comes to the practical effects, it's just like, it's beautiful looking. Like gooey now. It's like how Indiana Jones. You know how the guy's face fucking melts off, but it's just kind of coming back.
That fucks you up.
Yeah, reanimating back to it. But so you guys are in agreement with practical effects or CGI? Do you guys want? Are you guys
more props when it comes to the practical effects?
Okay.
You know?
It's true.
I think nothing beats the effects of the Muppets.
The Muppets. Muppets. That's true. You know which one I've always thought it was kind of shitty, but I mean it was back in not too back. It was The Mummy, the one with Brendan Fraser.
Oh yeah.
Like, what do you think about the whole thing? Like,
well, I love that movie.
Yeah, obviously. But I mean, I'm trying to say I didn't give it too much like crap about it. Even when I still watch it now, like I don't like shake my head like, oh, look at the CGI on this. Oh, it's terrible. Yes, Carlos is dying because
the movie holds up.
Yeah,
like there's parts where you're like, I can kind of see the CGI, but overall the movie holds up. Like,
don't you use CGI a couple of times and the rest is just practical effects?
Yeah, true.
They made an actual sandstorm and flew a biplane through it.
I love it. I love that.
I believe it.
That fat guy actually died in that crash.
Oh, don't say that. He's my favorite. All right. Next question. I want to say, for you guys, what does a horror movie, like? What does it make it scary about a horror movie for you?
What
guys?
makes a horror movie scary?
For the first movie that fucked me up,
Oh yeah, what would be that?
Day of the Dead.
Day of the Dead.
Yeah.
Oh,
That movie really fucked you up?
It fucked me up, yeah, cause up to that I was like 10,
Okay.
and up to that point I had that childhood mentality that the monsters only come out during the night. Opening scene of that movie, monsters, zombies, broad daylight.
Damn, you're like, how is this happening?
And then the next day, my parents took me to a shopping street that looked exactly like that street.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, that fucked me up for a while.
I think my first horror film was...
Exactly.
Skeleton. We Google Day of the Dead and you get skeletons. Oh, Day of the Dead is right next to Coco.
It follows in the same category.
It's a sequel.
Yeah, the sequel movies that you don't know were connected.
Lifeless characters that eventually redeem themselves, and a zombie movie.
Yes, with Mexicans. Or Danny.
I mean, I don't know the name of it, but what's that one movie with the if you looked at the mirror or something?
Mirrors?
Yourself? Is it called Mirrors?
Yeah, the one with Kiefer Sutherland.
I didn't really see that movie, but I remember when I was
Keith
little,
Island or
like,
Oculus?
like seeing the trailer of it.
Not
No.
Oculus. Keith Mirrors?
Yeah,
Is it
Mirrors,
called
there's one with Oculus, the one WWE did,
Oh.
and then there's Mirrors with Kiefer Sutherland.
That's the one I'm talking about.
Please don't talk about wrestling here.
Why?
Why?
It's stupid.
It runs in our veins.
Yeah, man, you bitch.
This little guy has eggs in it.
Oh yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. So the one with the. Well, I mean, for me, what movie, scared you, or what the hell are you talking about, Danny?
I remember when I was little, I saw like a bunch of clips of it, and I was just like, oh man, I can't look at a mirror again.
Forever.
Forever, I can never know what I look like.
For like a year, you didn't know what you look. You didn't know how your hair was combed.
Like, they were like, hey, when are you gonna shave that beard? And I was like, what beard?
Mirrors. I don't know when you watched that one, but I wasn't there.
No.
What kind of horror movies do you prefer? Because I know there's slashers, there's suspense.
No, they're all
I mean, as long as they're entertaining, I guess. I mean, I could talk about, let's say, the Zodiac. That's a scary movie. I mean, based on real events.
Do you
That's
think like
suspenseful.
thriller and horror movies? Are, like,
Is this Zodiac
horror.
considered a horror movie? I mean,
Yeah, it's a trailer. It's a trailer. Not
The trailer.
It's a trailer.
The trailer of Zodiac. Can you show me the Zodiac trailer? I heard it's
Not the
scarier.
movie.
Not the movie, the trailer. Trailer.
hey, some trailers.
Like the other good movie that was like almost like that was Deliver Us from Evil.
Deliverance from Evil, I think. Yeah, it's a long time ago.
That sounds familiar.
That sounds familiar.
That's the one with the two cars with Eric Bana, and they're going after the soldier who's possessed, and the chick in the zoo who throws her son into the.
Oh yeah, I seen that. We went to the.
Yeah, we went to the-
Oh yeah. That was. I remember that was more paranormal, I think.
More paranormal.
But like I'm saying, like the movie Seven.
Okay. Oh, okay. Right.
well,
More.
like, are those movies considered horror, or because I mean they could be considered suspense thrillers?
It's still horror film.
I mean, to anybody, a lot of things. Like a lot of people have like some standards of horror differently, right? I mean, you could say like a comedy would be like
Horror comedies.
horror comedy.
Zombieland?
Zombieland. Yeah.
Zombieland.
Is it a horror or a comedy? Can it be
It's
both?
It's both.
Yeah.
They got the two
Yeah.
and they combined them.
They're like, yo, let's have children.
Okay.
No, but I don't have any. I don't have any say on like. I don't have like a list of like, hey, these are the official Bible horror movies. No, anything. I mean, I'm okay with shit like that being like not too scary. I mean, but it's suspenseful. Suspenseful is scary, right? Is it?
Is it?
Yes.
I don't know. Like, there's because
When you go on the roller coaster,
Calm
are
it
you,
down
are you
on the comment section.
there's suspense, right? You don't know if the roller coaster's gonna fall apart,
Silence
right?
of the Lambs is a perfect example of horror suspenseful movie.
Yeah, Silence of the Lambs. Definitely. Hello, Cloud.
That was a good movie.
Yeah. Those could be considered, and they're not too like. I mean, nowadays people's horror is like like gore, guts, like Saw did. But then also again, like Saw.
I think that's a different category too. Just
Yeah.
like the
Torture horror.
The gore, yeah, torture.
Yeah, so that's just gore porn.
That's just like cranking it up like by 10.
That's like
That's lines crossed.
I think
Yeah.
you're just trying to like make it obvious.
Like at one point, like the Saw movies weren't even scary. You were just watching to
Oh
see.
no, you'll be scared to see what's gonna happen.
No, but like you're scared of like the gore.
there's
you're
no.
not
I
scared of
don't
what's
think there's
in the movie.
any like excitement or like it's not. It's just pure like hey.
You're like, oh shit, is this girl gonna put her hands into those needles?
Yeah, it's just legit complete torture right there. It's like real like what you'll see and what's those.
it's like would you say no
Torture.
4chan?
Oh yeah, that's the one I was thinking of. It's like
Wait, would you say like
you rather watch that? It's like the same thing watching Saw and that.
It's the same thing. You might as well just watch that.
Oh, it's like how comedies, like there's good comedies and then there's shitty ass comedies that just try to like those disaster movies.
Yes.
Like you could put that in the same way. Like they're just trying to kind of be like we're retarded.
We lived through that.
Yeah. Well,
They can never go full retard.
they just did.
They went full retard.
God damn it.
We saw movies go full retard in the early 2000s.
Never should go.
Never
retard.
No.
So which do you prefer then? Cruz?
Do I have a favorite? I go with slashers. Slashers, or just like those classic Universal horror films, like the werewolves and all that, vampires.
Vampires.
Like what are they? Mystical creatures or whatever.
No, you can call them how they are. Slasher films, but you're into like the old
The old school, or even
Yeah.
the modern day ones, like Dracula Untold and the Benicio del Toro, Wolfman.
Yeah, you're also you're like monster films.
Yeah, I like monster films.
Yeah, and then you could also dabble in slasher.
Yeah. No, you can't dabble in slashers.
You can't
Gotta
do
pick one or the
You
other.
can't mix them.
You can't do two.
You can't mix
You
alcohol
can't
with
double
alcohol.
dip.
That's too much.
You're dipping.
There's a line that you shouldn't cross.
Perhaps.
Give me some of that.
No, but that's a good. How about you, Sir Danny?
What?
What's your favorite kind of genre?
What do you prefer to watch?
I enjoy slasher films, but I'm more like one of those like suspenseful ones. I'm just more of a. That's why I was just wondering like if thriller is the same as horror, but you guys are saying it is. So
I kind of think
I'm
there
more
is
of
a
a fan
difference.
of-
There is a
of-
difference.
there is a small difference, but I guess it could go in because there's some like just horror movies that more have like a thriller vibe than just a complete horror movie.
Because the main thing about a thriller is that it has suspense. And is it just that horror happens to have suspense?
It's like
in
it has like more mystery too. Like horror movies have mystery as well. Like
Yes.
what the hell's gonna happen? Like
No, we knew Michael Myers was the killer in that
well,
movie.
yeah, but I said some.
Is Scooby-Doo a horror film?
Yeah, if you think about it, it is.
Like Hereditary, we recently just watched that, and that was a
Hereditary?
total scare, kind of mystery movie.
I enjoy it. I don't believe the whole thing about it.
Tucker and Dale versus
No,
Evil.
but right? Wasn't it like mystery? Like what the hell's going on? What the hell's going on?
I like the whole thing was they
Yeah,
tried-
suspense, thrill, right? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like some of those movies can have
Everything.
everything. I mean,
All
it's
of
it
it
plays in horror. You know?
Has the good ingredients.
I mean, I
mixed
would
in
just
there.
Chemical X.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, it's like your general action, horror, like fucking comedy and drama. I would always consider sci-fi a bit of
Sci-fi horror. You don't
like a
sci-fi?
sci-fi could
Aliens?
step into
Everything.
everything. They could dip their
They're cheating.
They could dip the dick anywhere.
You weren't supposed to do that.
You weren't.
That's hey, language on the show.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Damn.
Changing it up.
Changing it up. We're PC now.
PC, PG.
Oh, that too.
So I mean, Gavin, which one do you prefer? Which one do you prefer?
I honestly, I watch a lot of slasher films, but just because I like the whole dynamic of like Michael Myers and Jason being just like destructive things, just carnage and everything. And people cheer for them now. Like some I mean,
They're heroes.
They're heroes, unsanctioned heroes.
You know, like when you watch the movie and you're like, I want that guy to die.
Oh yeah.
The jock. I want him to
Yeah,
die first.
You know, what is it? Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2013. They did that.
Which one?
They made Leatherface
yeah.
the hero of the movie.
Oh yeah, the one, the 3D.
Yeah.
They're like,
Who's
yeah,
the hero?
who's the hero? You know.
Superman.
I mean, but that kind of sucks when you kind of like make the killer. I think you've kind of jumped over the
fence.
The fence with that when you make the killer the hero after you've done
That's
so
something
many.
else.
Yeah, like I think it's happened to Freddy when it comes to 3, 4, 5, 6.
No,
Everybody
like,
just cheers.
So you think that's jumping the shark?
Yeah, well, because I mean, one point you're just cheering for them.
Like
That's
for
cool.
for
but-
Freddy versus Jason, everyone was going for Jason, even though he was killing the same people.
Yeah.
Okay, what crossovers would you like to see?
I would personally like to see maybe Chucky versus the Leprechaun.
You're being
Oh my
serious?
God.
Yeah.
You're being serious?
No, I would
I'm
honestly.
being serious.
No, you serious?
Oh, we're being
No,
serious.
No, but like,
Sorry.
would you? What
I honestly would
All
want.
of this was a joke
I
until
would-
now.
Honestly, the Friday the 13th with Evil Dead franchise because they dabbled
date?
in it
in the books?
I don't know. I didn't read the books.
Comics.
Yeah, that's what I meant. The
The
comics.
bookworm.
They're comics, not books.
Yeah, come on, Cruz.
They're-
Oh,
What
sorry.
you went to college?
This guy here, you know.
They're
There's
TV
different-
guides.
When he
okay?
says
TV guides.
TV guides, basically.
No, I like the part when he goes. Jason goes to hell. They in the Jason's house. They found the
Evil Dead
Necronomicon.
thing?
Yeah, the.
Oh, you want them to
The
intertwine?
Necronomicon.
That too.
Yes.
That too.
You wanted Ash versus.
No, well, I think that was one of the
That's what
things they were gonna.
They wanted to do that.
Yeah, but I really like the lore on that. Like, I would want them to be like, well, what if Jason's mom did bring Jason with the book? You know,
Yeah.
adds more story
Yeah.
to it. You know, and then also you could add also like with Freddy, he's already technically connected.
dead.
You could add that with Hellraiser.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of these guys could just be connected with that. I
Yeah,
mean, I also
probably.
like the Stephen King thing when they're doing with Castle Rock. Is it?
Yeah, that's right.
Where everything's in the same town and everything's kind of going around.
Connected.
I know.
Well, even in the
doing-
movies, you see Easter eggs.
Yeah, but
it wouldn't be too much of a stretch to put these guys together.
yeah, I would like to see like maybe in each movie when it does happen in the town, like you see like maybe like news articles and stuff. Like Easter eggs are nice, but things have mentioned stuff like, that.
remember, was it in the Evil Dead when they teased the Freddy's glove? Was it?
For which
It being
one?
in the cabin.
Oh yeah, they were doing that.
You don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I think you were telling me. You can tell me. Yeah, no, but I would like to see crosswords. Like that's a good one. I would want to see Jason and Evil Dead, and just kind of expand. I personally would not want Michael Myers to be anywhere near the motherfuckers.
Why?
He's his own thing.
Like,
Like,
Myers
I
more
mean,
human than anything.
I think it could be Michael Myers and Ghostface. They could be no, they could be going for the same teenagers.
Okay,
The
like,
same village.
would they be fighting each other?
Yeah, they're both picking up the phones.
Would they be fighting each other or competing for the biggest body count?
I don't know. I'd stay out of this. I didn't
Because
want
there's,
this.
I
I
mean,
don't
there's
want
multiple Ghostfaces. They tried jumping Myers, whatever.
Cruz, you know more about
Posse.
this. Who do you
yeah,
want?
because yeah.
I got hit with the dabble monster. Underworld wanted to get Blade to bring him out in their movies, so I wanted to see Underworld versus Blade. But then Disney,
Yeah,
bought the rights to all these characters, and I never got to see Underworld versus Blade.
Oh man, that's.
Oh my
was-
god, what a tragedy. We never got to see those characters.
Yeah,
Sadin,
Yeah.
sad face.
Rip.
pepperoni.
Maybe Disney can buy all these characters and make their own cinematic
Yeah,
universe.
Disney's gonna buy everything. Disney buys the world.
Disney buys the world.
The next Halloween's gonna be
That's
brought to you
gonna
by
be the
Disney.
next-
Right? That's the next.
I was
that's the
very-
next topic.
You know, I was very,
What does Disney buy?
I was very interested in. I was very interested in what Robot Chicken did with Jason versus Godzilla.
That's a good one. I
That
like
was
this.
very interesting.
So question about horror, because obviously there's different types
They're
of
cheap.
horror. The ones,
Anybody can make a horror film.
the ones you've showed me do look cheap.
Fan films.
No comment.
Michael versus Jason.
All right, what's
Yo,
up?
let's
What's your
talk.
question?
All right, so so obviously we're talking about that the gore stuff with horror movies. Do you think that there's stuff in horror lines that should not be crossed? Let's start with Cruz, since you guys were obviously shutting him out.
Yeah, shut up, Cruz.
Yes and no.
Elaborate.
It's like we for the first. I don't know if it's the first one we've seen, but the last year's Halloween, we actually see Michael Myers kill a kid. You hardly see kids get killed in horror films.
This is the beginning of a new.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the first movie that's done it, but
Did you see it?
Yeah, it was like its body count with children was all over the place.
yeah, but you don't actually see. He bites the arm, but
What do you mean?
You don't see him like actually.
Oh, so that didn't kill him?
What about the second one?
They just disappear.
They disappear.
They go to
fake.
sleep.
Well, yeah, but even the second one, when he goes after the girl into the bleachers, you don't see him actually eat the girl.
But what about in the amusement park?
Yeah, like he like just straight. Oh, when they're in the Hall of Mirrors, he
Yeah,
just straight
they
up
shouldn't-
jawses her.
Yeah, what
No,
about
the
the
guy.
Quiet
It was a
Place,
kid.
too?
It was a boy.
I,
Quiet Place,
I haven't
yeah.
seen a Quiet Place.
The
So.
Quiet Place, you just
Oh
see
yeah, in the beginning.
That
I haven't
little,
seen a Quiet
that
Place.
little kid just gets torpedoed.
Yeah, he
man.
got like speared, man.
But that's aside. But I mean, obviously they've done it. Do you think that's something that shouldn't be done?
No, I think that should be done more often.
Kill kids.
Wow,
yeah,
wow,
to
what-
death.
Why are kids excluded from horror films?
But they're not excluded.
But you don't see it in most of all these horror films. Not in all horror films that show kids getting
Not the
killed.
Well,
ones
there's
that,
not
not the
children
ones that
involved.
cruise.
I think we should fight back because I remember when Tommy killed Jason. Like, why can't that be switched around, huh? Why can't Jason be able to kill Tommy?
Yeah, man.
Exactly.
Oh, wait, no, I'm going against Carlos.
Oh my god, I'm on your side. Never mind.
It's an instinct.
But there's not kids in every movie, so
That's true, but the one that the mom's looking for the whole entire movie?
Yeah.
And ends up dead after what? How many weeks?
A lot.
from dusk till dawn, that Asian kid gets killed.
He's a
Yeah.
teenager.
He's still a kid.
Okay,
Yeah,
now.
is underage.
Yeah.
This should count.
He's in Mexico. He's overage already.
And he, like,
That's
Asians look
nice.
younger too, so he could have been like
Could have
10.
been like 4, man.
Yeah, man.
That child just got eaten right there.
He's a child. He eated him.
Krusty, what you think there's any lines that shouldn't be crossed in horror? Just something where you say no.
Well, like I said, like when it comes to just too much gore, like I mean, there's a couple of films that majority of the films that cause seizures and panics and anxieties are like the
What
ones
films are those?
like the cannibals. Like there's one that I just read upon that's named Bite. Is when this lady gets bitten by some bug, I don't know, and she becomes a bug herself, and apparently like they had to call the ambulance, right? And then because it caused like a lot of people threw up and then they fainted. There's other films. Saw 3 was one of them.
Was it like the gore? Or was it like
It was the gore and just the imagery. Because there was one where it was raw. It was a French film. You know those French people be like.
They go.
But the
They
question
go.
is towards you, not what you read. Do you feel
Well, like I
gore
said,
should-
it supports.
He's
it
giving
supports it.
evidence. He's
I'm
giving
giving
evidence.
Come on, Cruz.
He's giving
What's your
evidence, but
evidence?
what do you feel?
We didn't interrupt
I'm-
you. We didn't go against you. Oh, wait a minute.
I'm giving.
You've changed, Drew.
I'm giving my opinion and supporting it with evidence.
College.
I'm a cottage.
I study the ways of the cottage.
I make cottage cheese.
Bird law is not allowed here.
Sorry.
Yeah, like I don't think it's just like, I mean, well the remake for Halloween, like, remember when he stepped on the dude's head and it just exploded, right?
Okay.
I think that was okay. I mean, I don't think there should be like too much. Like, a couple of scenes is alright, but then if it's just the whole movie,
There's a point to it.
yeah, it should be a limit of gore in like of it. There shouldn't be like just
4 heads can explode per movie. 20 pints of blood.
yeah. There should be like a specific, category. Like,
Everyone's looking-
they shouldn't go for the max. They should like keep it minimum.
Perhaps.
That's what I think. That's my opinion on it.
Everybody looking at you like they want to kill you.
I don't know. I'm not even looking at him.
No, Cruz is, he doesn't know what I'm talking about. Cruz is just like Cruz
Cruz
is
is bald.
He's like he doesn't want to argue anymore because then he like
I'm gonna get screwed.
he's gonna get schooled.
I just stay quiet now.
Continue.
Damn.
Go for it, Jumbi.
Oh, hello. Shalom. What was the question?
Shut up.
I
Like,
wasn't
what?
paying attention to that. Talks to us.
They were talking nonsense.
I don't know why they're here.
I know, right?
One of the hosts.
Let's start off.
Oh, hey.
So Gabby, what do you think? There's a line in horror movies that should not be crossed? Like,
I don't know. I mean, I do agree with maybe. I mean, I agree with some points with Danny and Cruz when it comes to like. Having an opinion.
Okay, like
Look, if it makes sense, go for it. But if you're just gonna be fucking just doing it just to get like a reaction out of people, then no. Like if it works well with the movie, yes. But if it doesn't, you're just it's known to be super gory and like it's not even like there's not really a story anymore. It's just people just dying and shit
So
like
like
that.
Saw?
you ever seen this movie called The Serbian Film?
No.
That's like
Sounds
the
Russian.
70s. Yeah, it was like a German.
Oh, you know what movie I could say?
It's from Serbia, and it's basically imagine the worst shit you can imagine, and they do it,
Oh.
like raping children.
I think that's where I crossed the line.
What?
Or just murdering people in the most grotesque ways.
Murdering babies.
And the thing is, there's no story to it. It's just them doing it for the sake of doing it
So,
to get
like-
shock value. Like,
Oh, that was when they made the movie.
yeah. And it's like, do you think that, like, that's... Like, is that horror? Or is it just them? Is it gratuity for gratuity's sake?
That's probably for
It's
gratuity.
chaos.
I mean, chaos. Yeah, I mean,
There's no order.
I mean, I mean, if they're just doing that, just to do that. I mean, what was the story
I
about?
mean, if you
this?
think about it, Purge had a story.
Yeah.
A little bit.
I mean, a
guess.
movie that I kind of liked and it was pretty gory, but it had a good story was The Hobo with the Shotgun.
Yeah.
Try showing me. Like,
Help me, help me.
That was gory as hell, but I mean, the story was nice. The old man just trying to live his life being to cut grass so he can get himself a nice place, a warm place, and live happy.
oh, like Thanos.
Thanos, yeah. But without
The rest.
I think the only movie I've seen that's made me feel uncomfortable has been The House on the Left.
which is
The Last House on the Left, yeah?
When they rape the chick in the forest and
Yeah.
then she lives and they still kick her ass.
I
and
think.
they try to kill her parents and all that.
And then they
tight.
killed them
Yeah.
instead. They killed like the
They put his
rapists.
head in a microwave or something?
Yeah.
I think that I like that movie. That was
oh, it did good.
It was like the
It was a good
turntables.
movie, but then when they actually raped her in the front, I was like,
Oh,
You
that
almost-
scene.
You almost fainted.
yeah, I was saying.
You almost threw up. And
I almost
Better
threw
Call
up.
Saul.
You know, Color Pine Rex. Yuck it up.
But you know, in the defense of that movie, they have to motivate you to hate them.
Yeah, that's good. That's one thing I kind of do.
Yeah, and I
want
did
them
hate
to,
these guys. I
to
was like,
go. I hate. No, well, with the horror movies, like when they're cheering for the villains, I kind of want them to not cheer for them. You kind of want to just say, "Fuck!" Like be intimidated by this one thing, you know?
You want them to lose.
Like another good horror film was You're Next.
Oh yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
Which was that one?
It's about a chick who basically
Meets her boyfriend's family.
yeah, and then they kind of are getting murdered throughout the whole film.
A murder in a horror movie? You don't say.
Yeah, but there's a twist. There's a twist. I won't spoil it, but the chick is badass. She's a heroine.
Well, she's actually Laura Croft. She's the new Laura Croft.
No,
She's on heroin. Is that what you
She's
said?
on heroin and heroin. How about you, Carlos? What's
Double.
excessive for you?
Overdose.
Well, I mean, I think I'm like crusty. You know, it's not. There shouldn't be a limit as long as that thing they're doing has a point.
Yeah.
Like with Cruz's movie, The Last House on the Left, it does establish how shitty these people are. And by the end of it,
You kind of want them to get killed.
yeah, you want them. Well, not
Yeah.
kinda, you do.
They do. Yeah, okay.
I don't know why you were on the fence about that.
Yeah. Look, I just want every when they do a slasher film, can we just make the people who are gonna die likable? You know, like
They're always like douchebags. Hey man, what's this?
well, they tried that with what's the movie, The Cabin in the Woods, right? They were trying to make you kind of like
Wasn't
With
it
Chris,
with
with Chris
Gore?
Hemsworth, yeah.
Yeah, Door
And the
died.
freaking just crashes.
yeah.
I mean, those are good. Like you're like, oh man, don't.
Now that
Don't
movie,
kill them.
Now that movie had a twist.
Yeah, that was funny. Like, I mean, that wasn't funny. It was,
Literally,
it
the
was
cabin
sad.
twist.
Yeah, but yeah, pretty
It's
much.
heartbreaking.
I would like but yeah, the limit on I guess what you're saying is as long as it makes sense, right?
As long as it makes sense.
Yeah.
So no limit, so long as it makes sense.
Yeah, so if you're gonna rape somebody, as long as it makes sense, okay?
Oh my god.
Do it, okay.
Oh,
That makes sense.
There's no way this video is getting on
It's a
YouTube.
horror movie. We're talking about horrors.
Not real.
Whoa,
Nothing real.
As long
okay?
as you ramp in whores, it's alright.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a horror.
This is gonna be tragic.
Yeah, we're not getting paid for this. So fuck them.
we have 9 to 5 jobs. Fuck you,
Yeah,
YouTube. We don't need you.
We don't need you.
Please just give us money on Patreon.
Just a little bit. I will ask for $1 million. That's all I'll take.
We'll censor it.
New question.
I was like, the fuck do you want?
Oh, I'm eating.
I'm eating crackers.
You forgot we're doing a podcast.
Oh shit, camera's on.
All this food. Hi.
New question.
Do you watch foreign horror movies?
Yeah, I watched. I don't watch like a crazy ton of them. I watched Train to Busan. That was like one of the recent ones I watched.
Or that Russian one? Or the French
No,
one?
Yes.
man.
Busan is in Russia. Fuck
No.
off.
Yeah, the one where there's like the zombie outbreak. Well, is it zombie outbreaks anymore, or is it kind of like the 28 days later type of
Those are
virus?
zombies because they ate people.
Yeah, they did.
My
Yeah,
line is,
so
if,
like-
if they eat people, they're zombies.
Like
Yeah.
the drug, right?
If it looks good, then eat it. That's what the old situation. Yeah, the train zombies. Yeah, that one was a pretty good film. It came out of nowhere. Were you the one who told me about it, Cruz?
I told you
You
about
told
it.
me about it.
Carlos told me about it. Yeah, and I enjoyed it. It was a whole way. They're going down to Busan, daughter and dad, and throughout the way, the whole train, all shit's going down. You know, they meet pretty dope people, and then some old ladies. And
They got the baseball crew there.
yeah, they're like, yo, we the crew, and then you got some like cheap ass Jew Asian.
I'm gonna kill all of you later,
Yeah.
waitress.
I like them. I mean, the problem is just like I don't want to read.
Yeah.
It's just my fault.
It's in another language.
Learn the language first.
Learn the language, then I'll come
Then
back.
watch the movie.
And then also the other one I remember watching was La Horde, which
Oh, yeah, you showed
it
me that
was
one.
a French zombie film, which takes place in apartments in somewhere in France.
The subway. And
The
then-
subway, yeah, no subway. There's no subway.
No, isn't it when he has that last battle?
The underground?
That was in the parking lot.
Right.
Yeah, La Horde was pretty bitchin'. I would like to watch more horror films that are foreign. I see a lot of good ones. I don't denounce any other movies like out of the country. It's just my laziness of reading. And I'm like, oh, I like to read, and then I don't like to read. But
There's a Japanese movie where they cross over The Ring and The Grudge.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
nice.
I saw. I tried watching it,
Yeah.
and at some point it was just like nonsense.
They were fighting.
Like I don't know what was going on. Like one of the one of the characters.
throw a TV at the Grudge.
No. no. So like one of the characters watched the tape and they're like, oh man, I gotta make the Grudge I gotta make this other creature fight that one, you know, so I'm free.
Yeah.
And they tried luring it down to the well, I guess.
Mhm.
And I don't know. I wasn't following through as much.
With
as
your
I wanted to.
description, I feel like I'm in the middle of it.
Yeah, it's Ring versus The Grudge. That was just, you know, a bunch of people crawling and the hairs everywhere. It was completely
Hairs everywhere.
hairs everywhere.
Hairs everywhere.
Hairs everywhere. Long
Okay.
hairs everywhere.
Oh, okay.
Great
Long
White
hairs
Buffalo.
Yes. What about you, Rich?
Cruz? I mean,
everywhere. For it, I seen like some BBC movies.
well, not even B, just straight to C.
What is it? BBC? British Broadcasting Channel.
Oh, BBC.
Yeah, BBC. What's his name? Morgan Freeman. That zombie movie he made where oh my God, what's the name of that zombie movie he came out? So basically, he's living in a boat with his wife and his baby daughter.
Morgan Freeman?
Morgan Freeman.
Morgan
I know it's like Morgan
Freeman's fighting off.
Freeman's fighting zombies. I'm there.
I'm about to save my baby child.
He gets another freckle.
No, Cargo.
Cargo. Yes.
Or it's a zombie movie.
He's on a boat.
That one?
Yeah.
That one.
Because everyone can see Danny.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
the one where
Where he's been at the
he
end.
needs to save
His daughter.
Yeah.
So they put a piece of meat on the stick, and he has to follow the
He
piece.
was walking
Oh.
around Agent Coulson.
that one's actually
not Agent
that one's
Coulson.
based on a short YouTube video.
It was.
The guy from Black Panther.
Yeah, that was based on a How do you stretch that out to like an hour and a half?
I don't know, but it was freaking amazing.
Cause like the 10-minute video, like it's so perfect in a short video. So I'm just wondering, like, wow, Hollywood's desperate if they can stretch that out to an hour and a half.
Well, they're making movies nowadays for anything now. People would put down their stories on the online, and then they're like, on the online, on the internet, on the web.
Hollywood's there is like how much?
Like an old lady.
On the website, the internet.
You ever watched I forgot the movie. It was like, you're putting it on the line. You mean online? No, on the line.
Yeah.
Another good.
The interns.
Another good foreign movie I saw, it was also zombies, was Rampant. Samurais versus zombies that don't come out at day, but they come out at night.
Oh, they're not zombies. They're ghouls.
Ghouls, whatever. You said if they eat people, they're zombies.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what she
homeless
said.
people.
Yeah, they're Japanese spirits. Oh, wow.
And then Netflix also had a series called The Kingdom, almost based off the same thing, which is pretty good. Samurais versus zombies.
What's this doing zombies and samurais?
It was a boner for samurais.
I have a boner for samurais.
You're like Tom Cruise in The Last Samurai.
I still haven't seen that movie.
No?
No?
Oh man.
Or you're like
That was a
Keanu
good
Reeves
film.
in The Ronin.
47 Run. Yeah, it was a good movie.
Oh, really? You saw that one, but not The
I'm
Last
not a
Samurai?
Tom Cruise fan.
No?
No.
We don't like his
I seen Mission Impossible. I seen Top Gun, but from there I haven't seen any.
You're a bitch.
Okay,
He's
War
like,
of
I've
Worlds.
seen all his important films,
I've seen all his
I've
films.
seen the big ones.
I've
I
seen the
hate
big ones.
but I'm not a Tom Cruise fan.
Yeah.
Who is he?
I saw all of the Star Wars movies, but I didn't see none of the comics or the games. So I'm not a fan.
Oh, wow.
I mean, they're all canon.
Go away.
Okay, what's next?
Oh, next we have macaroni and cheese.
Ah,
So about the
Next
foreign
thing.
movies, like, I was gonna ask, because obviously the foreign movies are a little different from us, from our movies, right?
perhaps.
Not that different.
It's because you're racist.
Okay.
So my question was, do you think horror movies say something about our society?
I mean, it's more relatable to us because we live in this society.
Oh.
Yeah, like do the horror movies that come out now, like, say something about what we fear at the time?
Yeah, I mean,
Because the slasher movies came out at a time when people were fearing like mass murderers.
Candyman made me fear homeless people.
wasn't it like
Heard you're looking for Candyman, bitch.
wasn't it in Scream where like because of the phone call like everybody started getting caller ID now?
yeah.
So then like a lot, that's a perfect.
And that was based off of a murder that killed people in Florida, killed 5 students in a 4-day period.
Just like The Strangers was based off a true story.
Yeah.
And like how the Texas.
Like Halloween. Texas Massacre is based off of Ed Gein, who was based off of Psycho and Leatherface.
Yeah, exactly. There's all I think a
Your
lot of
knowledge of serial killers concerns me.
Hey,
he's a fan.
I'm a fan.
He's a fan.
Like Halloween is based off the murders of babysitters.
Yeah.
And then Nightmare on Elm Street was based off people dying in their sleep, like legit. Like people were actually dying in their sleep. So then they were like, hey, let's make a movie out of it.
And then faculty was like, yo, they taught me to do drugs because if you sniff the white stuff, you'll be okay.
That
You're
movie's
not
underrated.
You're not an alien.
That movie's underrated. That's a good movie.
I love sniffing. It's like, sniff this pen. Oh, yeah. Ooh, God.
Ooh,
Jesus Christ. No, but yeah, they do. They touch upon it, especially every kind of like, you look at it every, what is it? During the times, I guess, the decades, you get a little bit of everything.
Yeah, I mean, what's that one movie with the with that app?
Oh,
With
Which
that app
one?
that like
Friended?
no. Oh,
I know
that's
what
a
you were
good too.
talking
But
about,
it's like,
but I don't.
it tells you when you're gonna die.
Oh, okay, yeah, I know what you're
And
talking
you,
about.
I have 3 days. I have 3 days to die.
And you gotta defeat death.
And then they had to defeat.
Yeah, it was like when Death Clock.
Death Clock.
Well, that's not what the movie's called, but
Or,
it was
something
based
like
on that, where like you put your information on the web, and it tells you you're gonna die of this. And I was like, I was never a smoker, but you are.
If you try to avoid it, you're gonna be one.
Yeah, so that or like the
Countdown.
how does Truth or Dare or
Truth or Dare?
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
how does that relate?
There's a lot of movies that try to relate to the now.
Yeah.
It's just like, hey, stop it.
Friended and
Aliens was about that time where aliens landed.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
What about you know which ones I like are like Hostel. Those movies, I think they you know how you're saying that what do they do? They also could provide things to scare the shit out of us too, like in the like you know what I'm trying to say, like the futures the movies do we help out the movies, but how about the movies help us kind of be like what the fuck?
I
both ways.
remember watching an interview from the guy who made Hostel. Yeah. Hostel's the one where they adopt them in a foreign countries.
Foreigners.
Yeah, can't trust Europeans.
Damn Canadians.
All the time.
Freaking Anglos. So, the maker of that movie, he was saying how at the end the guy who escapes, he murders that guy, and he was trying to say that can good people become evil after experiencing certain things? How any good person could become. Yeah.
Guys, I have never gone in the water at the beach since I seen Jaws.
Why would you
I
go to the
don't.
beach?
Yeah. Why would you?
So the family goes to the beach. They get in the water. I don't get in. And they're like, why don't you? Have you not seen Jaws?
You know, I don't believe this. I don't believe this.
I have not gotten in the water since I seen Jaws.
I saw Deep Blue Sea and I still get into the water.
Oh,
But you know, that's a smart shark.
I mean, like Halloween, I think I remember watching Halloween as a young kid. I completely was just afraid of the dark. Well, just like that image of Michael Myers popping out of the darkness and his mask coming out first was just like haunting. So every time I would see something dark, like even the bathroom or in like a corner, I was like,
Just
oh hell no.
Look, huh?
Yeah, I was like, I'm later, bang. Okay, now
Gabby knows this. I can't watch Chainsaw Massacre by myself.
Yeah.
Because you're a bitch.
Which one, the original or the new? Jessica Biel.
That one and the original. I couldn't watch them by myself.
I mean, why would you want to watch it by yourself? It's kind of boring.
Loser.
No, thanks, guys. Thanks. I'm here for emotional support.
You're welcome.
We're here for you, Chris. Yeah, you can't. Yeah.
No, and then I remember Final Destination part fucking just made everyone just say, I can't do anything.
I'm not
getting on a plane. I'm not getting over a bridge. I'm not gonna ride a roller coaster.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go outside. I'm not gonna get off my bed.
I'm not gonna drive behind that.
I remember seeing The Mist and I was like, yes, it's happening. It's happening. This is it, boys. We gotta do this. No, but sometimes even movies could provide like excitement or even fear to your life, you know, doing the same thing how we provide stuff for like horror movies.
It made you lock the door.
Oh yes, it made you lock the door, yeah.
Annabelle was a good example of that.
The Strangers too, I mean, anybody.
Because you're home, man.
You're home. But yeah, no,
I think 90% of gun sales are people expecting a zombie apocalypse.
I think they should be. They should be.
Oh, everyone's prepared, or everyone should be prepared for the worst, no matter what.
Yeah. All right. Well.
All right. One last question.
Okay.
Last?
Wow.
Then you already trying to. All right.
Already kicking.
That's the show.
That's the show.
We out here.
From me.
Okay. Oh, from you.
Who would die first in a horror movie between all of us?
Me.
And that wraps it up.
Stupid.
I'm the black guy.
I mean, you can't just say something like you had to legit be in the situation. Sure, we could say like, "Oh, I will survive," like, you know, first, or I don't know, I will die first. You know, you can't say that. It just always depends on the situation.
So
true.
you're dying first.
You know, people can't handle certain. They can say that now, and then
when it actually happens, you're like freaking frozen.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, it petrifies you.
It's like when we're doing that stupid little game. Well, not that.
Stupid game.
When we're playing that game where you have to write down a word, and then it's like there's like a list of certain questions, like a fruit, and then whatever dice you roll, that's the letter you gotta use to find out the fruit. So if it's a B, obviously banana or some fucking bullshit. But every other fucking thing is sport sport teams.
teams, yeah.
They're fine with a B. And at first you're like, oh, this is easy. And then they put you in there. We're like, what the hell?
Every knowledge
And
just
that's
goes
just
out
that.
the door.
And
Everything you know, all your experience, useless.
Yeah, and that's just that. You imagine like in a horror situation, you're like, oh,
I got everything planned, and then put in the situation, you're like,
Yeah, a lot of people do that. Like
just
my
there.
like my uncle, like Paco always says. My uncle, he's always saying like, "Man, I could beat the shit out of them." I'm like, "No, you can't."
I'll punch a shark.
Yeah, I'll punch a shark. Yeah, your uncles are those type of people. Like, I'm gonna punch a shark.
Put him in the water. Get me out of here.
Oh shit, son. Yeah, like, come on.
Everyone for themselves.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty much. I think that would be.
Yeah, that's a.
I wouldn't know. I mean, I don't know if it'd be thrown in the ocean with a shark. Lunch meat. I quiver. I'll turn into a little fucking seal.
Oh, what's that one movie?
Oh, you're scared away. It smells urine. I'm going away.
Oh, this man pissed himself. Yeah.
You reminded me of the walrus? Is that what the movie's called? With the guy, the doctor turns into the guy into a walrus.
Dude, Tusk.
Tusk.
We saw that one.
Tusk. No, I didn't go. I didn't see that one, but I heard of it.
Same people who
Who
did
I go
Human
with?
Centipede.
I went with somebody.
You want to know? I think you went with Victor.
No, I went with somebody. Someone went with me.
I watched it at home.
I remember you saw it here in your very own room by yourself
Oh, you're
in the
here too?
dark.
You were here too with me?
I was in there here in the window.
That's a creepy image right there. You were watching it. I was watching you while watching it.
I was scared.
I wasn't
too.
watching the movie. I was watching you.
Yeah, that's right. It's the
Here
popcorn.
for my life. I think you were watching Tusk.
We were watching
What
it
about Tusk?
secretly.
What about
What
it?
about it?
No, it just reminded me because
Oh, I get it. He's fat. That reminds you of a walrus.
no, he mentioned
The seal.
Oh, seal? You just said seal?
I said seal, but walrus is almost
Roll
the
it
same.
back.
Roll it back.
Roll it back.
Roll it back.
Motherfucker, this is being recorded.
I'm not doing that. Yeah, for you, like with the elements of it, like what does it bring? Not just itself, the killer or the being.
It's mostly the location,
Location, okay.
the music,
Music.
the sound effects they use.
Do you have any movies that come to mind that you're like, hey, that is exactly what I'm talking about?
Halloween.
Halloween? Nice. Halloween is a great movie. John Carpenter, the original, right?
The original, the new one.
I was gonna say, are you gonna say the rest of the other one? 'Cause I could literally say one, the first Halloween, the second one that came right after, and then even Halloween 3. I'll give it that because the music was good too.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to say like comparing like Halloween music for the John Carpenter Halloween 3, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But the music was nice. I can't hum it because I don't remember.
Yeah.
Do it.
But like.
No, try your best.
Copyright.
Try your best.
Copyright. It's copyright. But the rest
yeah.
of them, they just kind of look like they're just copying from the
Like,
rest of the Halloween.
You obviously know there's Michael Myers is chasing you, but you could tell from the music going from like
We
bum
can hum
bum,
it, right? Like, oh yeah, bum bum.
bum bum, and then it just drastically goes bum bum, bum bum, bum bum,
Oh yeah.
bum bum, and then you like stab.
Or like, dun, 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 it sounds like a train coming. Like, dun,
Yeah, yeah.
dun, 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 dun.
That's what gets you. Like, oh god, he's gonna catch her.
Swear to
He's
God,
gonna catch
that
her.
was a completely different
Dude,
song.
that is as terrifying for like a while since I remember when I first watched the movie. I thought that shit was like frightening. The song, I hear it, I'm like, I'm getting out of here.
I seen this movie. I'm out.
It's like the Hunger Games when you hear the
gonna
like you're like, oh shit,
Someone got.
someone's getting killed. Yeah. Oh yeah. So Halloween, yeah, that's a good example. I think Jaws in
Jaws was
general.
another good one.
The music on that was beautiful, and it made me hate going to the ocean. I forever hate the ocean. The pool, the tub, anywhere that looks like I have to dip my feet in water.
When you're in the toilet, you're looking down.
I was like, oh, I'm worried about snakes. You know, like snakes on a plane fucking scared me. Like
Spiders.
the spiders, arachnophobia, the movie.
Oh, that movie terrified me because they don't use like weird spiders. It's just spiders.
This is general basic spiders.
Yeah,
home-
basic
home
spiders.
spiders.
You look at any spider, oh fuck, that could be it.
That could be
They were just everywhere. I was like, oh.
that could be the death of this town.
Because of Jaws, I stopped getting in the ocean.
Yeah.
Like if I go to the beach, I stay in the sand and I just
Enjoy the sand.
enjoy the sand.
Enjoy
Well, me
But
personally,
you're in the sand, you're vulnerable to graboids.
right? Oh,
What are
graboids.
graboids?
Tremors.
Tremors, come on.
Come on, man.
Sand people.
Sand people.
Oh, that's right. I just know them as Tremors.
Was Tremor for you guys? They did a good job with. I did notice that the Tremors themselves, the little creatures, they did a pretty good job in looking at when it's speaking to like the effects, practical effects on them.
Yeah, like they look cool. Like it was all practical.
Yeah. Well, then taking back to that, I also want to say about Jaws. Like they did their best to make that shit like. I mean, they didn't have the talent back then of doing CGI. Well, I mean, what Star Wars came out almost the same time, right?
It was before. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think it was rough.
But most of it was accident because they just couldn't use the shark that much.
It just kept fucking up in the water.
Kept,
the salt water and all that.
Kept eating it. Even when they did the ride at Universal the first time ever, they couldn't maintain it because the water kept messing it up.
Damn, practical effects sometimes let us down. But it looks nice. No matter how fucking, like, sometimes it looks kind of off. I'm just like,
I think the best scenes where he's finally attacking the boat and the guy's like sliding down the boat and you just see his jaws just like.
Well, speaking of
He's
that,
like Pac-Manning the boat.
Yeah, he's Pac-Manning the boat.
Speaking of like him coming out, one of my biggest arguments I think I've had with monster movies and just in sometimes even horror scenes was the timing of the creature or the killer coming out. Maybe few screening times. How do you guys feel about that? I know we have arguments all the time with Godzilla. How long is Godzilla in the movie?
Well, Godzilla. Well, I mean, he's the title character.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You know what I mean. Like we've had these arguments where they're like there wasn't enough time with him. They only showed certain time. I mean, even serial killers, some even horror. You hardly see them. Like I remember Babadook. I didn't really see the Babadook till almost.
It was all in the head.
It was near the end, and that's. So, what do you guys think of that? Like, is there a certain time, or you feel like more is more, or less is good?
Name the movie after that certain character. You're supposed to see more of that certain character.
What was here? This is where
the Tremors weren't in every scene in Tremors. So.
Yeah, and I could disagree on Jaws because. I have arguments with Godzilla, but Jaws, I accept it.
Yeah, Jaws has a perfect amount of time.
Well, you hardly see the shark until near the end, where at the boat, where he's like, "Oh, like you want something to chomp on? I want to chomp on this," and he just pops out, and that's near the end. You only get to see his little fucking shark fin during the beginning of the film. So, I thought it was
that's how you hype it up.
Yeah, and I thought it was tight because of dun 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 dun.
Yeah.
Dun.
But what about psychological horrors? Where it's the main character that it's his mind that's.
Okay, do you happen to know?
Yeah. Joker.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Joker
like
it's
what's in his.
Horror.
I admit it. You're scared of the Joker.
Yes.
Yeah.
If he catches you,
you were scared to be in the theater.
Yeah. Everybody who walked in were like, "Is he?
Well,
what's he
tell,
doing?"
sir.
That guy right there.
Well, I mean, movies that focus on like, not the killer's actions, but his mind.
Mm-hmm.
Like that you gotta focus on. You gotta show the killer.
Would you say that also about Seven with Kevin Spacey?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Well,
and
you don't get Kevin Spacey till the end too.
But they show him, but they just don't reveal it's him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And one exception to this would be the Zodiac.
Mm-hmm.
So there are exceptions.
He's never there.
There's
Well, he only pops out once when he starts killing them. But in general, his whole sending messages.
Okay, if you read into the movie, it's Robert Downey Jr. You obviously didn't watch the movie correctly.
But that was the
It was
Hulk.
Iron Man.
It's Iron Man, yeah.
But that was the Hulk.
I knew it was Mysterio.
Oh my god, that's true.
Mm-hmm. All right. Okay. So, does anybody have anything else to be like less is more or less? Nobody? Anybody?
Well, if it's a monster, I think less is more. Godzilla excluded.
Yes. I don't know. If you want to argue with me, sure, bro.
No.
I mean,
that's an argument for another day.
Right.
Like, you gotta give enough screen time to the characters to like, know them, to be able to hate or like them, So
True.
you gotta give them time. So I think that's what each movie kind of tries to focus on, like trying to favor the characters, and then like, you will want the killers to have mercy on them.
Okay. Like you want to have them feel like some sympathy, like you killed him.
They shouldn't be just prey.
Right? Yeah, you should have a feeling. That's why I think when it comes to Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Aliens. I mean, I go on, and you'll hear it the same shtick where, majority of them, when they've gotten their franchise for a long time, their characters are now just bait.
Oh, you're still alive? Just die already.
You know, you're just killing them off. Well, that's a good topic. Franchises. I know we talked about that, I think, last time, about what movie franchises gone too long. I think, you guys think there's certain movie franchises in horror that have gone over the shark? No pun intended.
Once they start going to space.
Oh yeah, I've always believed
every
that.
movie dies in space.
Like Leprechaun in space.
Jason.
Hey, no, but low-key, that was probably a fan favorite of a lot of people. Like, they hated 9 so bad that they're like, well, 10's gonna be lamer. And then 10 was just like,
There was a point where Jason X was the only one of those movies that I had ever seen, and I was like, are the rest of the movies like this? Because if they are, I'm in.
Oh, so see, there you go. So, yeah, but I agree with you. That's true. Some movies go to die. Does Alien die in space if it jumped? Or when he goes in land, are that opposite for Alien?
He goes
movies?
to
When he got sucked out of the window, that's when it did.
Oh yeah, the baby alien. Mama.
Yeah, ugh.
That was a nice practical effect, though.
Yeah, you believe that Ripley was in that scene,
Right? What were you gonna say, Krusty?
No, the scene where it pops out like in the first movie when it.
Oh yeah, with like
When it
the
pops
first
out, like,
the
a
first
stomach.
birth scene.
I love how you got nothing out of that.
I know, right? Look at this.
No, jeez.
I got nothing.
Yeah, franchises. I mean, me personally, I've loved all the corniness of the Nightmare on Elm Street. There's a moment where just Freddy just jumps the shark, and instead of being serious like in 1 and 2, he just becomes a comedic act, and obviously he's killing everybody.
Why didn't Freddy get a space movie?
He didn't, but we could pretend he did. We could pretend he
Dream
did.
Warriors? We got the Dream
The new
Warriors.
Star Trek. That's a Freddy movie because it's everything I fear in my nightmares.
Oh Lord,
No.
we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that one day.
I'm crying.
No, but yeah, I think franchises should. I mean, they should take themselves a little more serious if they want to be taking Leprechaun. Leprechaun literally just jumped the shark. But I think Leprechaun knew what it was. It's like Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Killer Clowns from Outer Space was a B movie, and it stuck with its guns. It wasn't trying to be like something else. It's like we're clowns from outer space, and we're killing people with acid pies and popcorn guns. And we have like little balloon animals that sniff and boxing people, decapitating.
And we're drinking your blood through crazy straws.
That's great from from fucking cotton candy bags.
Cotton candy cocoons.
Yeah, man. See,
I like that silliness.
Yeah.
I like all the horror movies the old ones you show me. They're all silly, and I like that. I'm not a fan of new horror movies. They take themselves too seriously.
You're like, I don't want to shit my britches.
Yes,
I'm into that horror comedy.
Yeah, the old slasher flicks, you know.
Well, speaking of that, when it comes to horror, I know the horror just sometimes it's there, but also it dabbles in a bunch of other stuff like comedy, right?
Comedy.
Fucking Shaun of the Dead.
Best horror movie ever.
Zombieland.
Dale and Tucker.
I mean, yeah, and also has thrillers. Like I would consider Seven being like a thriller, but also horror.
Mm-hmm.
And then also Silence of the Lambs as well. You know, it's like it's technically like a thriller crime, but it dabbles in the whole like murderous, scary. Like,
Delivers from Evil, the paranormal element of the horror film.
But yeah, stuff like that. What else? I mean, do you guys like that when it dabbles in all that?
Yeah.
What do you think is more scary? Paranormal creatures or real life human murderers?
Paranormal.
Humans. Yeah.
Because you could, it kind of relates to
anybody.
Real life events. Anybody could be doing that.
Yeah.
I would say, man, I'd probably play Paranormal just because, I mean, you could get rid of, obviously, humans and stuff. That could be dealt with in one blow, one shot. You shoot them.
That's a Michael Myers.
Oh, well, we're talking about, now we're talking about actual that stuff, like Freddy, Jason, all that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, shit. Yeah, you're right. I fucking can't fuck with Jason.
How the fuck you kill the Llorona?
How do you kill Llorona?
You speak English to her.
No, señora. No quiero
You just
estas
don't have
rosas.
children.
Here's the wall.
Here's the wall. But no, if we're doing that, then yeah, I would probably not deal with Jason and all them. I'll just deal with demons and shit. I get it. You want to possess me? No thanks.
May the power of Christ compel you.
You just gotta use Ecto Cooler.
Ecto-Cooler. Oh, wait, well, also that's a good comedy, right? Ghostbusters in a horror movie. It's a horror. Now, what do you guys? Have you seen the trailers for Ghostbusters?
Yeah.
What do you think? What are your thoughts of like just in what they're doing now? I think they're rebooting it, right?
I'm cautiously optimistic.
Okay.
So it's a reboot, but still a sequel to the second one, right?
I consider it a sequel to the second one. What's sequel to the actual like Ghostbusters?
It's a sequel to the remake to the women one.
No, how dare you?
What's wrong with that, huh?
It's a straight up sequel. Like to me, it should just say Ghostbusters 3.
Yeah, I like Afterlife. Afterlife is cute.
I want to know what Paul Rudd has to do with it.
Paul Rudd?
Oh wait,
He's
are
the
they?
main villain.
Wait, so are they gonna do the kids only or?
I don't know. Is Paul Rudd a child or somebody? How does he know about the ectoplasm?
Well,
he shows that like it's common knowledge. Like like it's something that everybody
it's
saw.
History, it's science.
Yeah, it's a thing that happened, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So the events of part 2 and 1 happened.
No, he just knows stuff.
Okay, he knows stuff.
Yeah,
like the same way we know about Pearl Harbor and World War II. You know, it's history.
Like, yeah. How did you find one of these Holocaust bags? You know, stuff like that.
It looks so real.
It's so real. What's a Holocaust?
Your grandpa was a Nazi. Have fun.
Have fun. Yeah, that's funny. He's just like that.
Now, how much money can you give us for this?
Right. But yeah, Ghostbusters Afterlife seems pretty fun. I like the whole. I know a lot of people probably been talking about it. It feels like Stranger Things, but I like this thing because it reminds me of the Goonies, E.T. Back in the day when the
Monster Club.
Monster Club, yeah, Monster Club.
I just like that you're using the car.
It was good. It was good.
My name is Horace.
I like Monster Squad. I like that you're actually using the car.
Oh, you mean like
the side seat that slides out and they're freaking using the plasma cannon.
Oh yeah, no, it's exciting and I'm willing to give it a shot because it didn't force itself to be a woman movie. We're a He-Man woman hate. No, shy.
The He-Man woman haters
club. There you go. They didn't try hard, which that's what I'm good for.
Why do you hate women?
I didn't hate them. I just think they're.
You're a sexist.
You're sexist.
I thought the movie's plot was a little plain and pedantic. You're a sexist.
You're a sexist. Oh damn.
There, we cannot upload this.
We can't upload.
This is the lost tape.
I predict this will be like our first copyright strike. Feminism.
We're not even paid for this. All right. Well, when it comes to sequels and reboots. How do you guys feel about like literally it also it takes place with the whole franchise question. Like, are you for them or like against them? I mean, I know we talked about last week that we want some movies that could deserve
to die,
and then some that we want a second chance. Is there any movies?
Freddy vs. Jason 2.
Yes. Okay. I want Trick or Treat 2. Trick or Treat 2, the anthology.
I want to see another. From the remake, or not the remake, the 2010 was it? The
Evil
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh, the Nightmare on Elm Street.
With what's his name? Jackie something.
Rorschach.
Yeah, Rorschach.
Yeah.
You know,
I want to see another
sequel to Friday the 13th.
You know which one I didn't end up getting a sequel to, and I think we went with that one with you, Carlos. Evil Dead, the remake.
Nah. Down.
You didn't go with us?
No, Carlos.
No, wait, yeah, I did. I did.
And you're like,
and I loved it.
Exactly.
I loved it. I love that twist on who was Ash at the end. It was amazing.
Yes. It was like it's funny because it looked like it was gonna be the brother, and then it was just like, no, I'm him. And I loved it. Was
the
Gore,
demon was.
The Ash.
It was just beautiful. It was beautiful. I was a bitch the whole way through, but I loved it.
Oh yeah, and that movie was gory. And I know we talked about it before, where you feel like sometimes
was it that gory?
Gore.
I don't remember it.
That was gory. Especially the end. At the end
Remember
where
she carved their arm off?
Yeah.
freaking
then
chainsawing the freaking demon at the end.
That chick, she's like stabbing the guy in the face.
Oh, with the needle, and then she's carving her face before that, like with the.
Then the tree rape.
It's all coming together.
Oh,
now.
and trees be
Tree
raping.
rape. Oh man.
Raping's only fun when trees do it, right?
It's only allowed.
if you
It's
slow,
Mother Nature.
if you slow it down, you can hear a whisper saying, "I am Groot."
I am Groot. Oh Lord.
Oh yeah, we're ready for the copyright on this.
The gore. That's what always freaks me out about horror movies. But this movie does it right.
Yeah, it does. It sets it up, and it never got a sequel, which I never understood. Like we get 1,000 like.
Because it ended off right
other
there.
movies.
There was no more demons. They killed it off right there.
Oh yeah, so that's when we got Ash vs. the Evil Dead.
Man, but that's a different thing.
It's a different
That's
I
a
wanted to
different
see
evil
her with a boomstick.
thing.
Now here's a good question.
No.
When it comes to movies in general, even horror movies, when it comes to I guess people's race, the race war. When it comes to
Oh yeah, man.
it's true. I mean, when it comes to Mexicans, Asians, black, even white, they're like
it's like when they said that the black man always dies.
yeah.
But it's been proven wrong.
Well, I mean, okay. What can you say? What movie have you seen there?
LL Cool J, Halloween H2O.
LL Cool J and Deep Blue Sea.
Deep Blue Sea.
Boom! You hit my bird. But strike that. Samuel L. Jackson
What?
in Deep Blue Sea.
Oh, he died.
But he died.
No, but he died like near the end.
Yeah, that's what counter that. A black guy did die.
That's what I agree. I still can't believe that girl, the doctor, died at the end.
Right at the
Yeah,
end.
like
See,
I didn't expect that.
I thought she was gonna live because she was like important. Like
Yeah, you're the main
I was
character.
expecting the Punisher to die.
You gotta expect the unexpected.
she's like I solved Alzheimer's. And
Yeah.
then she died.
Isn't that how Planet of the Apes got started?
Right?
I saw
A
both
shark banged a monkey.
Yeah.
Oh,
Bang,
okay.
what? A shark?
Planet of the Apes.
If in
Shark
real
monkey.
life you ever hear Alzheimer's has been cured, get ready for some shit to go down.
All right. Would you consider Planet of the Apes a horror film?
No, it's more sci-fi.
Monster?
No, they're not monsters.
Monster.
Monster.
The monsters.
The monster. The monster. Oh, do you guys have any not so horror scary movies? Even like that for me was Addams Family. I think the Addams Family was a pretty low key
Horror film?
Not horror, but it was based on like scary.
Gothic.
Man, don't call them goth, man.
Okay, I won't call them.
Don't give the goth kids any reason to.
Maybe.
I was
they caught
more
themselves.
Addams Family before the Addams Family.
What about
I was hanging kid before
Caroline.
that. Coraline?
Coraline.
Caroline.
Coraline.
Is it that easy?
Caroline.
You guys are idiots.
Coraline. Coraline would be considered.
I agree with him.
Coraline
Coraline.
or-
It's a low key horror movie.
Yeah, right. I mean, like I'm saying, I don't. It doesn't need to like be like that killer
Coraline?
slasher from Halloween, but you could. They also made some from
Paranorman?
the Paranorman.
Paranorman.
I think anything Tim Burton. Can
Yeah,
we just
Tim
say that?
Burton, yeah.
Dumbo.
The true horror was an
It's-
elephant
it's
like a fly.
It's horrible.
Basic stereotypical
Frankie
pros
was
that were
good.
apparently black.
Frankie
Super
movie?
racism.
Oh my god. What is with you and race today?
It's a race
Okay,
battle.
but back to your question. What about race?
What about race? I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
do you think
I forgot there was a question.
I mean, how do you
The
feel
question.
about when it comes to the new director? What's his name? Kean? Is it Kean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that he's just kind of saying that no, well, if they make a white movie, I've seen like a white.
Oh, I've
character.
seen that before. I've
Yeah,
seen
like
that
a
movie
white
before.
character. He stated it. I'll post the
I've
article.
seen white people die.
Yeah, no, well, he's seen that movie. If it's like a white guy, like
The white guy, the main character.
Yeah,
apparently,
he said like I've seen that already. how are your feelings about that?
It's like shut up.
Right?
Like I don't give a like if if a guy's ever stabbing me in the street, I'm not gonna be like, oh, is it because I'm Mexican? I'm supposed to die first.
Yeah.
No, I'll be like, stop stabbing me, man.
Right?
Stop. Straight up.
Stop
Hey,
it.
That's enough out of
Hey,
you.
stop. Enough.
Yeah.
Bad.
I call him the principal.
Call the person, but no, it's good. I mean, I just kind of want to know because I've always believed, like, even when it comes to women too, like they always say like, oh, well, women are being represented in a different light and stuff, like in movies and stuff. And I've always felt like
Or
women in
women-
horror.
Aren't they like the main heroes in horror? Ripley, Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yes. Fucking even Ash from the new one.
Yeah, Ash.
Shit, a lot of them.
Sarah Connor.
Yes. Sarah Connor, definitely Sarah Connor would fall on that.
Yeah. The first Terminator had a little bit of a sci-fi
Well, the
horror.
first Terminator was
Even
a
in
horror.
Scream, the Sydney, she was there.
Yeah.
I love Sydney.
Yeah, a lot of them. Even the girls from Friday the 13th
Silence of the
and
Lambs.
Nightmare on Elm and Silence of hello.
Hello, ladies.
Yes. I've always cheered for women like. For
If you're a guy in these movies, you're done.
you're more
You're
fucked.
fucked.
Yeah.
If you're the boyfriend of the chick, you're
You're
dead.
dead.
You're gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't get it. Like, what, women aren't being represented in these movies? We're the ones dying.
Yeah, and I think, like I said, horror is like a big, like big. What would you say? Like a big pedestal? Not pedestal, but a big step into like, hey, women are represented awesome here. They even make badasses.
It's not like horror's a subject people don't watch.
Yeah, and like you said, how you've said it before now. Oh, and you said it earlier. You think like some of these take themselves too seriously sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, I mean, that's the type of thing they're trying to look for, right?
I bet you people wouldn't have been so negative towards the new Ghostbusters if they had just gone like, oh yeah, it's women. Who gives a shit?
Right?
If the women if the actresses have just gone, oh yeah, it's women, but you know we're still gonna be
Like,
trying
hey,
to-
watch your movies. We're trying to do something, you know, fun, like Ghostbusters, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
You see little ghosts. I forgot the lyrics, man.
You're walking down the street and you see a little ghost. What you gonna do about Ghostbusters?
What is that?
That's the Ghostbusters theme song.
No.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah, but I think that's a topic I've been wanting to talk about. Just the fact that when it comes to women and then like race, you know, like. I mean, if you want to hire people, just hire them. But
Yeah, hire the person who has the best talent. Not
because
I
they're
need
good.
a black person.
Yeah.
I need an Asian person. And if you really want to if black people or Hispanics are complaining, oh, we're not represented. What about Indians? What about Asians?
Right.
You know, let's be truly fair.
What about Hawaiians?
Oh my God.
The last time I saw Hawaiians was Fast and the Furious, the Hobbs and Shaw. That was all the Hawaiians they ever got.
I don't think they're Hawaiian.
I've never seen so many Hawaiians.
Yeah,
It's
I don't even think they're Hawaiian.
Oh, no?
The Polynesian.
same thing.
They all live in an island. They're Hawaiian.
Polynesians, yeah, it's the same diaspora.
Does anybody have any thoughts of anything else about that? Do you guys
I
feel
agree
like
with Carlos. Like, stop bitching about race and.
Yeah, like we've never watched a movie and been like, oh, the guy getting killed, he's white, so therefore I can't relate to him.
damn him?
Damn him! I hope he dies.
I
now.
can't relate to Captain America.
I can't.
I can't stand for truth, justice, and the American way.
Batman's beating up criminals, but he's white. I'm not for this.
You know my favorite
I see. Oh, the police help! Police help!
Police!
Just
Police! Police! Help! Police! Help! Police! Help! Help! Police! Help!
a side note, we're all Hispanic here, so we're allowed to say this.
I am not. I am American.
Yes,
What is-
I
okay.
was born here.
Yeah.
What is your guys' favorite
Asian.
death scene?
For like when it comes to horror movies?
Yeah.
Damn, that's
Oh fuck, that's.
Look, okay, you know what? I'm gonna go
Like-
with Evil Dead when
Of
the
the
girl
villain or
chainsaw
what?
the shit
No,
out
it
of
doesn't
the
matter. It
demon.
doesn't matter.
Evil Dead when she chainsaw the shit out of the demon.
Oh,
yeah,
like
yeah.
head first.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was fucking beautiful.
And all the blood's like a hose.
Yeah, and I can't give Saw anything because it's already
It's
gonna
all over the
happen.
place.
But this happened and this was beautiful. So I'm gonna stick with that one because chainsaws kick ass.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
One that just comes to mind. I wouldn't say it's the best, but I can just remember.
Well,
it
for
from
you, yeah, for you.
well, I haven't seen that many horror.
Yeah,
movies
exactly.
Fuck. What's the name of the guy who played the Joker?
Broke Hamill?
No, before that.
King Phoenix?
No, the one from If You're Gonna Dance in the Pale Moonlight.
Oh, Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson's death in Mars Attacks.
Oh,
Just
which one?
yes. The president.
We all when he was the president.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
the how's it going, aliens? Come on down.
There is no way that we can lose.
Yeah.
How did he not get an Oscar?
Beautiful movie, by the way.
Yes, lovely, lovely.
Mars Attacks should should be up there in the
With Shaun of the Dead.
with Shaun of the Dead
Yeah, it should be up there.
and
with,
Schindler's List.
Jesus
Schindler's
Christ.
List.
Jesus.
What about you, Danny?
Jesus ain't got nothing to do with that movie.
Oh my God.
Not even him either. Stop talking about religion. You're gonna fuck it up for yourself. Continue, gentlemen. Sorry about me and my
Your tolerance.
I just had a stroke. Continue. Anyway,
I'm actually thinking right now. It's kind of hard.
Mine was Chucky 3.
I'm glad we could edit this out.
Yeah,
No, the whole pause.
Yeah, because I'm in the thinking process. I'm downloading data right now.
Mine was Chucky 3. When they're in the amusement park, and they shoot Chucky. Chucky just falls off that little mountain and it falls into the fan.
Oh yeah, that was a good movie too.
Yeah.
I like that kill. It was cool. Andy was like, "Fuck you, Chucky."
Me, probably like the first one of Friday 13th, when they're all like, it's like more of a realistic battle between two female characters, and then at the end she just
That doesn't devolve into cuddling and kissing.
one clean just.
But Chucky shot.
Machete kill.
Yeah, man.
I love your sound effect. Wow.
Wow, that's how I went. Wow.
Jason's first death in Jason X.
Oh yeah.
When they gotta shoot him.
Just,
According to my calculations, you're gonna die. Okay.
it was awkward.
The CGI computer with the two girls with sleeping bags.
Oh yeah.
That was some good horror kills right there. I mean, okay. How speaking
Why
of
must
like,
there always be naked women in these horror movies?
because
The boobies, man. The
No.
boobies.
I love the 80s.
I love the 80s were a
Yeah.
good time to have
Slasher flicks, huh?
slasher flicks in the 80s were dominant. It was dominant. But let me check it out.
What? Boobs?
Oh no, the horror 80s. All right, well, in the horror in the 80s we had everything. I think the 80s for any horror fan living in that time was living in the golden time.
Baby Yoda.
You had Nightmare on Elm Street. You had the Gremlins.
Baby Yoda.
Baby Yoda. You had
American
Thing,
Werewolf.
the evil. Yeah, the Reanimator. Evil Dead. I mean, fuck, Poltergeist.
Howling.
Yeah, I mean, you had
The Fly.
Yeah, you had a hell of a time in the 80s. I mean, I feel bad for the people like in the 20s. They had only Nosferatu and a bunch of other shit.
What's wrong with that? Huh?
I think, but the 30s, I think, they were, I guess we'll
Universal
talk about.
Monsters
We'll talk about timelines. I
The
think when
Monsters.
yeah. I mean, Cruz, you're a big fan of that
yeah.
old classic stuff. I mean, for you, what is something that just grabs your attention on that? Besides,
The practical effects back then.
well, that's it.
No, that's not it.
That's it. That's it.
You're
No,
just
no,
a plain
that's-
bitch.
Like the materials you had back then wasn't like what we had today. So there are practical effects when they turn Dracula into a bat. You know how they use like
You like laughing at the silliness? How dare you make fun
the
of us?
stilettos for Frankenstein to make him look taller.
He was a stripper, huh?
Yeah.
That's
The transformation of the Wolfman. That's the first time we see something like that in their times.
I don't know. The Wolfman was kind of.
I wasn't around then, so I wouldn't know.
You never seen the Wolfman?
No, I wasn't around in the 50s or the 40s, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah, my family was probably in some like Apache neighborhood or something.
I was like, you never seen the movie.
Your family was
Are you
in
talking
World
about?
War II Italy.
Is it the same one where it's like like in the beginning of the movie?
seen it?
It's like it's like remember remember like if you see the symbol, it's like that's the next victim.
Yeah.
And I like how the necklace kind of prevented them from turning into a wolf.
Yeah.
And then Emery's like, "Oh, you're the next victim. Let me take off my."
He takes off the necklace.
Let me take off my
his
necklace.
face starts turning furry and his legs.
No,
start
but he
stretching.
wanted to prevent it. That's,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Oh, run, like go." But he's like, oh, "I'm gonna hunt you down right now, though." It's like,
Yeah.
okay, that's sick.
I got a question for you. Since you know about these so much, would you say there's ever been like a remake of these horror?
There's literally been a
Well,
remake.
no.
Dracula.
That was better than the original.
Blade.
Dracula. Dracula with Gary Oldman.
Did he-
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
did he-
The
did he-
Wolfman with Benicio del Toro.
Oh fuck you.
You
The
know?
Mummy with Brandon Fraser.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted you to say.
Oh no, Santa contra las momias.
Mama, yeah.
That was
Is that real?
Frankenstein with Robert De Niro.
Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein.
Yeah. Robert De
Abraham
Niro's Frankenstein was good too.
Abraham Lincoln versus vampires.
So you think those movies were better than their original counterparts?
Better?
I don't say. Are you saying? Is it more nostalgic? Because sometimes people could say, "Well, give it a chance. The movies were different back then. The
They're not-
quality,
I wouldn't say better. They're just a better
stories were simple back then, right?
Yeah, like you
a
didn't,
better telling of
they,
the story.
they couldn't run movies for like 2 hours, so they had to be.
It was a better telling. A better telling of the stories.
Yeah, well, like how Carlos said, there's more time given, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there any movie that is kind of your favorite from back then?
From back then, The Wolfman.
Wolfman?
The Wolfman's top.
I think like mine is like the creature.
Nobody asked you.
Picture? Oh man.
Frankenstein comes like a second, like a close second.
I like
Yeah.
Dracula and her daughter.
I've never seen any of those old movies.
No?
No,
You were never in that time?
never.
Well, what happened? Who didn't love you? Who hurt you, boy? So you guys, your family was never like, movie monsters. You
They
guys were
didn't
more
let me watch
sci-fi.
it. They never let me watch it. I grew up watching science fiction.
He was too busy doing karate. That's why.
So how is it from? So you've never like anybody in your family ever dabbled in horror? Like
My mother,
your mother?
but she never Well, she showed me zombie movies. That's
Oh,
why I
really?
like zombies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but aside from that, no.
You're all
I
like
snuck into my brother's room and saw American Werewolf in London.
that and his busty magazines, right?
Yes. Yeah. I was a supplier.
Dirty minded.
Yeah, but that was about the only exposure I had to horror movies
Wow.
growing up. So I didn't get your knowledge. I wasn't as fucked up as you.
Oh, thanks. I mean, we can talk about, I guess, our past knowledge of why we like horror. I was partly born into it, like, in a way. Like, family just kept my mom, my
molded
uncle,
by it.
molded by it. I was in a horror until
you think horror couldn't save you?
Yeah.
I was born in it, molded by
I was
it.
born in a horror.
I did not.
That's what you said.
What did I say?
I did not see a rated G movie until I was a man.
Yeah. The first PG movie was fucking
Jaws.
No, yeah, it is. It's technically considered a PG back then too.
Oh my god.
No, I was gonna say what's his name? What's the dude's I was gonna say Fern Gully. Fucking Ernest goes to camp. Oh hell, boys! I'm like, no, my mom, my uncle, they were like big horror fans. I remember my mom was telling me my uncle took her to go see Hellraiser when it came out. I was like, oh, that's a nice brother you have there. You know. And then my mom, she used to take me to go see horror movies, which I can't fucking remember when I was little. But the one movie I did get scared was Poltergeist. Never really, I'm assuming I wasn't really that scared of these movies until I witnessed, like, a child being abducted by a clown, like a toy clown. And then, kids and toys it's a match made in heaven. And then when you try to have one of them try to kill you, you're like, you bastard, I trusted you.
You betrayed me.
I trusted you, stupid clown.
Didn't you have a clown in the show? Oh, there he is.
Yeah, I know.
there it
I have a
is.
killer clown in my room. Yeah, but I remember Poltergeist just scared the shit out of me, like, forevermore. And I watch it now, and I don't think of it as like, oh my god, yet again. But I like watching it. And then after that, I remember for a while, I couldn't watch movies, scary movies. And my uncle, he's like, you'll love this shit. Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh my god.
You'll love Freddy, Friday the 13th.
He's like, take it.
Just take it.
slapping
You
it.
love it. You love it. And I'm like, and he used to tell me stories about how I would hide behind the refrigerator. Apparently, we had 2 refrigerators in my grandma's house.
Yeah, he says it with 2.
One for the food, one for the body parts.
Yeah, one for the boy. That's why I'm so lovable. So I would apparently, when he would put on a movie, I think Child's Play he would talk about, and I just peeked my head when there was no scary scenes, and it's like I knew already, I would dabble in it. It's like, oh, R-rated movie. Ooh. Oh la la.
Go on, show me a little bit.
Show me that blade of yours. Oh, how I love the undead.
No,
No?
you're done.
I'm done. Okay. How about you, Cruz? I mean, since I'm done.
My parents, they were very protective of what I watched when I was smaller.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No puede ver esto.
So,
No, es de la-
I remember.
God didn't make the Power Rangers.
Since God made Transformers, it's not a slight against God.
What about the GoBots? Alright, enough. Alright, stop cutting them off. Speak, you bald, beautiful man.
Thank you. I used to sneak through the hallway watching them watch horror films
Damn.
at night.
I like how we all have that in common.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. My first horror
Childhood?
childhood, yeah. My first horror film I saw by myself was Nightmare on Elm Street 2.
Mm-hmm.
And then the first horror film I saw with my parents was Jeepers Creepers.
Oh, Jeepers Creepers. I like Jeepers Creepers.
Jeepers Creepers was good.
I didn't know, when I started watching, I'm like, what the hell is this movie about? And
It's the bee's knees.
right, what's the bee's knees? And then I see the fucking truck beating you, eating you.
Yeah, beating you though, but the beating is just...
Yeah, at first like it's beating you. I don't think you've ever seen Jeepers
Yeah, I
Creepers.
see
Huh?
it.
Yeah?
It was on the Sci-Fi Channel a few times.
Oh, fucking sci-fi.
Damn you, sci-fi.
Yeah.
Hey, that
horror.
scene where like the car's just going after, that's pretty fucking creepy.
I like the music going background, like Jeepers Creepers, and like in the background, everybody's getting
one.
murdered.
This one.
Don't you
I think my favorite scene in that movie is where he's just eating the cop's tongue and he's
That's
like
sexy.
pulling the.
No, and
Metal part?
then the billboard in the background. What did it say?
Have a nice meal or something, or enjoy your meal.
I don't know, like, I had a meal thing.
We'll have a picture.
I had Chuck E. Cheese. There. come come here, eat, where you could be a kid. But
Lost Boys is a horror movie.
Lost Boys is a horror movie.
Yeah.
Don't remember the movie.
How about do you have any vampire? I mean, Cruz, since you're a man that dabbles in the fine arts of monsters, is there other movies that were kind of like for you a fan favorite, like with remakes, like say Monsters, like The Lost Boys?
The Lost Boys was great.
Lost Boys is trash.
Robert De Niro's Frankenstein. That was
Robert De
another-
Niro's. Oh,
My
never-
goodness,
what's that one about?
Heroes.
Well, Robert De Niro plays the monster.
Really?
Yeah,
What?
Psychological monster.
Like, is it like a Frankenstein movie?
it's a Frankenstein movie. It's Mary Shelby's Frankenstein, where Robert De
Look
Niro
it up,
plays
look it up.
Frankenstein.
Right there.
Yeah, sure.
Show me potato salad.
I'm eating.
You know, I thought what is it? Hammer's Horror Stories were like a little cheap ripoff of Universal Studios monster movies, but they were still good themselves.
Yeah.
That one right there, Mary Shelley's Frankenstein.
Oh, that one right there that the audience can see.
Now I see. I used to walk by that area and be like,
Wolf was another good werewolf movie.
You know, a movie I saw with you and you didn't make me purchase, but you're like, it's good. Not the American Werewolf in
Howling?
London, The Howling. I like the effects, practical effects on that
those
with the
werewolves.
transformation. Just wasn't a fan of the story itself. It was like a wolf island. They're like, yeah, let's bang wolves. Literally banging wolves.
I remember a few years ago, I saw this weird old movie. Any of you ever seen Life Force?
Life Force, no, but
Oh,
you tell.
Intrigue.
Huh?
Intrigue us.
It's like this. These astronauts find this chick in outer space and they bring her down to Earth, and she turns people into like vampires and zombies.
What?
That's the Dawn.
Still dog, right? That was very.
It doesn't exist.
Like, what are they? Are they vampires? Are they snake vampires?
I think they're vampire snakes.
Okay.
There's
I
zombies.
feel like
It's a trippy movie. It's
It
a
looks
sci-fi
trippy.
movie.
I like.
Yeah.
I like. There's that alien or that zombie's sucking the life out of him or something like that.
It's a weird movie, but
Is
I
that
guess
supposed to
you
be,
would like it, Gamby. You would like
Christopher
it.
Walken?
No, he's not in it.
Man, just because he's a white guy, you're like Christopher.
It looks
Walken.
like Christopher Walken.
All white guys look like
Hey,
Christopher Walken.
Sleepy Hollow was a great movie.
Sleepy Hollow is a great movie, and that was also based in Monster Time, right? Like,
Yeah.
you know what movie I've noticed that I haven't really seen them, but I've noticed when I was researching, I noticed every kind of like timeline, like from the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. They had Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed that, and I feel like someone has like some movie producers have had a hard on just trying to make a perfect movie about that. The only time I saw Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, which in 2 versions, which was Van Helsing, but my favorite one was the new one, the new Mummy.
Russell Crowe.
No, yeah, Russell Crowe.
Oh, I thought you were gonna mention the what's the name of that movie? The gentleman, the Leaving Extraordinary Gentleman. I thought you were gonna mention that one.
When he looked like Hulk.
Yeah, he all hulks out.
That one was, I totally forgot about that one, but yeah. But my favorite is Russell Crowe's.
You evil incarnate, you good buddy Jekyll.
No, Hyde.
Not me, good buddy Hyde.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
like
great.
he made that like he gets punched, he's like like gorilla noise. Yeah, but I don't know, like I feel like that movie they've been trying to make
They've been trying to make movies out of it, but they just don't know.
You know which one I don't think they only did it once, and after that, well, I'm pretty sure they did it more times. But the one I remember was like the old the Notre Dame, the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that.
Lugosi?
Is it Bela Lugosi?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think it's the one time I've seen
The black and white one?
Yeah, the black and white one.
They don't talk, it's just letters.
Yeah.
Words.
This is a Disney movie. This is the one with Hellfire.
Hellfire.
But they haven't really done that one, like a new one. I'm surprised they haven't.
The last one they did was Disney.
Right?
And it's weird, like anybody can make that movie because it's not copyrighted. It's public domain.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, any company, any studio can.
So you're saying we could make one?
But it's not. It's not
yes, we could.
Oh.
It's utter trash. That's why it's never been made.
Well, speaking of making movies, did you guys ever have like any thoughts of like if you had like it comes to mind like, oh, this would be a perfect like horror theme. Do you guys have any thoughts of like when it comes to making horror movies, like how would you make a story? Any thoughts on that? I know some of you guys have maybe other thoughts like sci-fi and stuff, but I'm pretty sure you guys seen horror movies and you come out like, I could have probably done it better.
There was one episode of The Outer Limits that I loved that was like a horror aspect to it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they put this guy in a bunker. They put a bunch of people in different bunkers and they all talk to each other through video cam. Mm-hmm. And every few hours at random, doomsday machine is gonna go off, and the only way to keep it from going off is if one of them pushes a button, and one by one they all start dying off until one of them's left, and eventually during all of this the Earth's getting invaded. That's why they have the doomsday machine.
Oh shit!
And then like at the end, like it's a twist where like he's the only guy left alive, and he's just pushing that button, and he's just keeping the aliens alive because of that. I thought that was pretty cool.
That's like some Twilight shit, huh?
It's some Twilight shit. It's The Outer Limits, man.
Yeah, Outer
So you would like to make a movie out of that?
Yeah, that's cool. That's a cool idea.
Well, I mean, they made a movie out of fucking putting someone in a box with fucking Ryan Reynolds buried. It was the whole time he was just in the box.
Coffin, the 100.
Yeah, the Outer Limits episodes were like an hour, so you don't have to stretch it out that much.
Really, an hour.
Indie movie.
They did have commercials. That's what made it feel like an hour.
They can stretch a movie. They don't shy away
Just
from
the
Hollywood.
little
Hollywood
dialogue.
can make one like 2-minute story to like
Yeah, that
2-hour movie.
they turned that movie where the guy puts where he turns into a zombie and he saves his baby. They turned that 5-minute video into a 2-hour movie.
Yeah.
right.
They gave us 7 Fast and the Furious movies.
No, where's Dread 2?
Carl Urban's busy making Doom 2.
I've always thought of like even trying to come up with a good story where probably it has to be like some horror, like some demon entity, some horror.
Every time, Tony.
Some demon entity, like kind of like a zombie, kind of like Cursed wise. I was thinking of something like that. It's kind of like in a farm area. I've always liked the farm, like just emptiness, vast of like house, and then like 30 miles after house.
It's creepy as fuck.
And I remember I had this idea of the movie starts off for a little. It's a short. Like I'd probably be like, guy's driving in the road. His car kind of just fucks up, and he's trying to turn it on. Girl's coming out of the crop field, and she's like, help! And then as soon as he turns around, she just gets blast shot. Like she just falls, and he's just like, oh shit! And this guy wearing a bag sheet over his head, kind of like walking out, like. And I've thought of this, and I've always wanted to see if ever there was a time when I run into the crop fields in those houses. That'd be tight.
Hollywood, give him money.
Give me money, Hollywood. It's a good start.
You'll give Michael Bay billions, but you won't give him nothing.
You guys have any thoughts of ever making like? All right, what would you consider a good horror movie?
I always wanted to do a Undead Nightmare.
Undead Nightmare?
Like an Undead Nightmare movie where it's Western and you just get attacked by zombies.
Okay.
Western time.
A Western movie.
Yeah, Western movie.
Not bad.
All right, Pinhead, your time is up.
That scene in SpongeBob when they go see Sandy.
Pinhead?
when they go see Sandy is a horror film in general. It's like, which one of you is dirty, Dad? Patrick. I am.
I'm dirty, Dad. Who you calling Pinhead?
Yeah, that's a horror movie in general. It's like they're frozen inside, out in the dome, and then they're like, and then they're trying to wake her up. At one point, they do it on purpose, like. Speaking of entertainment, when it comes to that, games, does any of you guys recommend any good horror games, or have you seen good horror movie games, or like just in general, not horror movie games, but horror in games? I know horror likes to dabble a lot.
Alan Wake.
I want to say the Resident Evil franchise.
I think I like playing
the
Dusk
first
Till Dawn.
Resident Evil ones.
Oh yeah.
Isn't it the Wendigo one?
Yeah.
The early Resident Evil ones, they were scary.
That was a good game too.
Before they became shooting games, they were scary back when it was like 1 and 2 and 1 and 2.
I'm hyped for the third one remake.
I remember I used to watch my cousins play that, and I was like, I can't play this.
Oh no!
Can put on fucking Bandicoot.
Yeah, I saw my brother and his friends play that. Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah,
hey, why can't we get another one?
They did. They just remade it.
No,
a sequel.
No, yeah.
I want to know.
Want a sequel
I
to
want
it.
to know how the story ends.
They have a Mario Kart version of it.
Dang,
Oh
should
my
have mentioned that last episode.
No, I think my favorite game was Alan Wake. That was a good horror film. Horror game.
Alan Wake, really?
Yeah. You know about Alan Wake?
No.
Damn, just don't talk about it.
Is he awake?
Is he?
I'm talking.
No. You made a practically good question. Is he awake during all this?
It's all a dream.
Is it all a dream?
Oh.
Inception.
Five Nights at Freddy's.
What?
that was trippy.
They're making a movie about it.
Really?
Yeah.
Are they really?
Yeah.
It's funny.
They will stretch that out.
You know what's funny? They're taking out the animatronics from Chuck E. Cheese.
What?
No way, really?
Yeah, they're taking out the animatronics from Chuck E. Cheese.
Because of that?
No, it's not because of it, but because who's into the animatronics anymore? Nobody's into
I am.
Us.
I want to see that racist Italian-looking bastard. Hello, would you like a pizza?
That is offensive against my people.
I love it. And a giant rat.
Aren't you Italian?
No.
Yeah, Gambino.
No.
Yeah, I hear you, Mafia.
My people raped and pillaged a country, and this person was named Gambino, and we took their name.
Nice.
That's how we do it as Europeans.
Back in the day.
Just watch Pocahontas.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Listen to the colors of the wind.
Sing it.
I don't know the rest of the song.
Sing it. You already started.
I can't.
He can't. Damn. Where's my note card?
It's gone.
Bloody hell.
Just Adam.
Yes. Anybody else? Any other thoughts? Anything?
What's your favorite horror game?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, Friday the 13th, the video game. I thought that was a well brought up game for a representation of the Friday the 13th franchise. Especially at work, you got 8 counselors basically trying to survive the night by escape by boat, car, fucking the cops, or surviving the night. And it was fun because you really then you had Jason, which was like fucking OP in majority of the time. The only way you were able to kill him was basically removing the mask and then getting a female to put on the sweater to do that whole reenactment. Yeah, and then Tommy had to come. One of the players had to die. It was cool. It was fun because it was done a couple of times. It seems complicated, but complicated and long. But it was fun about this stuff. What sucks is that the whole lawsuit with the Friday the 13th going on with Cunningham
Jason
and the original story writer for the first Friday the 13th movie they're in this whole lawsuit battle because after 35 years, the writer can sue or can claim royalties, right? Not royalties because he was already getting paid royalties, but he wanted more.
Wanted more money.
And it's a touchy subject because like you don't know the real story of how what came up. Cunningham, the one who the one that has the rights for the Friday 13th, says that you were bought. The story was bought from you, so there, And I remember he's like, "Oh no, we'll have right for it." And then I remember during the time of I think when there was a weird time where Jason, the movie Friday 13th changed to just Jason, like Jason Goes to Hell and then Jason X, and that was because I think that was I guess rights for that, like, oh, you can't use that right now, it's going through this bullshit. And I remember I think the creator of it, I think the writer or whoever was in charge of that didn't really care for the character Jason himself. I remember they're like, in Jason Goes to Hell, he wasn't even in the movie half of the time. He only came up in the beginning. They blew him up, and like apparently his soul was transferring to every person that like who would like fuck around with it. Like in the beginning, you had the dude, he ate his heart. He like the heart was calling him, Jason's heart, like Kalima. He eats it and then he could transfer to fucking other characters. And then you only got to see him at the end, so it was just like, what the fuck happened? So I mean,
I found that pretty cool. Like when they see his reflect,
you give this the signal. Yeah, so I was talking about Friday the 13th. We got cut off. The video apparently didn't. We had too much memory in our camera.
Some guy ran in here and tackled you. He
tackled me. He was trying to kill me. Damn this people. But horror is a very interesting topic that I wanted to talk about just because some of us are big fans of it, and then you got some like yourself, Carlos, that it's kind of not knowledgeable to this. Call him out. No, but that's good because he wanted to know about this, and what was one of the things that tickles our pickle for that, And did you learn anything?
No, I learned nothing.
That's the point.
Oh, well, I learned you guys are fucked up in the head. That's why you like it.
Oh, thanks.
But I mean, you guys, I like the horror movies you show me because they're silly.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I don't like new horror movies because they take themselves a little too
horror
seriously.
Movies with
but would also does it scare the shit out of you, I'm assuming?
To me, what scares me is I'm always scared of like, oh no, the gore is coming. Don't cover your eyes. That's it. Doesn't scare me, but I'm always like, oh no, here it comes. Damn. I'm a clean person.
Like I don't fuck with it. Oh, well, I'm glad you're.
I love it. I'm a lightweight.
No, it's cool, and that's all right. I mean, I think it's also fun for watching people who are really like just scared of that shit and just witnessing them out in the in public. Like when we go to horror nights. I think that's what
I hide behind you. I mean,
it's the funniest shit. You could watch people just like run, and it's funny because people with masks, and there's some people just still don't like. It still doesn't like. What's the reason you still run out?
So bitch, because it's frightening. I don't know. I'm little. I'm a small person. It's a survival reflex.
You're just like
fight or flight.
Fight or flight. Yes.
Hold up. Yeah, but what's going on, man? Oh no, we're just finishing up. So all right, Cruz. Have any last moment things you want to say before we run out of here?
Not really. I'm good today.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What did you learn from today from horror?
Carlos is a bitch.
Damn. How about you, Sir Krusty?
From the viewers like you, thank you. You know, like the show?
Yeah.
I like these things.
For the viewers like you. All right, well... General
disarray.
Ladies and genitals, that was the slice today. Hopefully it's like a two-parter because it was so damn long. But I hope you all enjoy yourself. Have a
happy New Year.
Happy New Year, and then
don't drink and drive.
Don't drink and drive.
Don't forget to eat your 12 grapes.
Yes, and don't forget to make
drink your vitamins, eat your milk.
Don't forget to make goals that you'll never accomplish, and
please don't cry.
And please don't cry to things. All right, well that was it. Hopefully that runs our time. We'll probably Pulls you on out of here. There goes all that shit. Damn it.